them because we also recognize that they are not as empowered financially. Entrepreneurs, owner-managed businesses, academics, everybody is welcome as long as you have the interest to be influenced by what will happen in Abuja. We have packages that are very well tailor-made to suit every body coming to the conference.
Okay. I was going to ask Mr. Adeyemi, you being the registrar for a good few years, for 4 years, being the registrar and CEO of the institute, what's your thought in terms of the professionalism of Nigerian managers and people who are leaders within corporate environment?
Yes, I would take it from the general thing that, look, we still have a long way to go, depending on which sector you are playing, you're operating. In the private sector, especially in the multinationals, and you find very good level of professionalism as far as managing people is concerned. When you move on to some other, if you go to the public service, the institute is supporting them to move towards professionalism of the HR practice. Of course, most of the things we see about mismanagement of HR practices, you hear more of that coming up from the non-private sectors of the economy. And what you ask is, what is the institute doing at all levels of government, local government, state government, and the federal government? The institute is supporting them in professionalizing HR practice in the public service. We did this with the federal government. How
would you rate our current HR practice in Nigeria? Some people will say it's quite low. But what's your own ranking of it?
I will tell you, the HR practice in Nigeria can compare with anything in the world.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at thorough professionals, who are the people managing multinationals in Nigeria? I mean, HR practice in multinationals. They're Nigerians. But
what's the percentage of employees of multinationals in Nigeria compared to the rest of the labor force we have in the country?
Yes, I mentioned that to you clearly, that we operate at various levels depending on where you are operating from. There are some that still need a lot of work to do. I don't want to go into details now, but I mentioned, and that is why we are intensifying our efforts to get everybody into the institute, because that is the only place you can upscale your skills. That's why we are introducing so many things. We are supposed to be regulating. One of the things we do is that you are not a member of the institute, you shouldn't practice. It's actually illegal for you to practice human resource management in Nigeria. We could go out there flogging people to line to come say you have to join. But what we are doing is, we are not approaching that yet. We are making the institute itself attractive to people by upscaling our offerings year on year. We have mandatory compulsory education program. We are introducing a new thing to make it mandatory for employers to ask for license from HR practitioners before they can practice. And you don't obtain this license without going through some level of education in the institute. So those are the kind of things we are doing to create some level of professionalism in the HR practice.
Maybe we should ask the chairman then, what is it that has stopped the institute from being in a position like the ICANN, where nobody wants to employ an accountant unless you're chartered at a certain level, or you have some amount of knowledge or gone through some amount of rigor with ICANN?
I think it's mainly because employers take a lot of risk and they make a lot of assumption when it comes to human resource management. And also because even though the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management is the body that is empowered to regulate, we also thought we shouldn't spread ourselves too thinly by policing the workspace. Let us do it by upscaling our offering, making ourselves attractive in the way the registrar has described it, and at a later stage, then start the regulating role, which we're about to start now with the practitioner's license. When we introduce that, we will raise it to the consciousness of employers that, look, you are taking a big risk if the HR practitioner working in your organization is not licensed by the institute, because what that means effectively is that he's practicing illegally. And what that means is that his skills are not being updated because it's not part of the offerings from the institute.
So what will be the time scale for making this happen?
Oh, we introduce it as from this conference in Abuja.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yes. So we will come with the HR practitioner's license.
Right.
And the way we have designed it also is it's not a license in perpetuity. You get it in the first instance for 3 years. And for you to renew the license, what it means is that you also have got to attend to some professional development suites that we will put together. And then you are entitled to a renewed license. So we will raise this to the consciousness of employers, and I'm sure it will get better sooner than later.
Right. Let's talk a bit more about the unemployment challenge we have in the country.
Okay.
Does the Institute have any package reforms to help with the skills of these young people so that when they're ready to get employed, they are indeed employable?
Yes, Nigeria is a very, very light country. So really and truly, unemployment will be caused by all kinds of variables.
Absolutely.
So it will also be some structural defect in the economy. It will be about creation of jobs. But where the Institute comes in is in supporting the younger ones to prepare them for the world of work. Because unfortunately what you will find today is that there is a disconnect between the curriculum of our higher institutions and the requirements of the world of work. And that is the kind of gap that the Institute charges itself to help to fill, to recognize that that gap is there and see how we can retool and reskill the fresh graduates by all kinds of offerings to prepare them adequately for what they are to expect in the world of work, and also when they go for interviews. Because sometimes the jobs are there, and some employers, especially the multinationals, because they're not going to compromise their quality, they may interview like 100 fresh university graduates. If they don't meet their specs, they still will not employ them. So vacancies are also there that are not filled. And the Institute is coming in to fill this gap.
Okay, we need to wrap up now.
Yeah.
Madam, tell us again, what is it we need to do if we want to attend the conference? Where is it taking place? What are the dates of starting from when till when?
Okay, the conference is starting on Tuesday, October 14th to Thursday, October 16th, 2014. And the venue is International Conference Center, Abuja. The theme, once again, is Switch On.
Okay.
And to participate, we invite you to visit our website, www.switchon2014.org.
Okay, final word from you, Mr. Adeyemi. Who are the people you expect to come there and spark that fire, make it happen for those who are coming?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like my president said, we have assembled those people are called the first-class brains in Nigeria to come speak at the conference, to come motivate people, people who have not just academic prowess, but people who have actually delivered in the workplace.
So, what kind of people are we expecting? Who are the motivators?
Yeah, I mean, I just mentioned a few. We have Michael Mpoke, the managing director of MTN. We're expecting a former minister of education, Obi Ezekwesili. We're expecting again the managing director of Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, LLNG. And of course, like we said earlier, we have masterclass series to attend to all segments of the delegates. And we have Dr. Oladimeji Aloy, fellow of the Institute, who is coming in. We have the HR clinic, and we have brought in experts to come and attend to day-to-day occurrences in the workplace.
All right,
That's
thank you very
fantastic.
much. We'll need to wrap up now. Thank you very much. Starting with you, Mr. Sunday Adeyemi, who's a fellow Chartered Institute of Personnel Management and the Registrar and CEO of CIPM, as well as Mr. Victor Famuibo, who's also a fellow Chartered Institute of Personnel Management and President, Chairman of the Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And thanks, madam. It's been great having you here. Mrs. Ifeoma Adeyemi, who's a member of CIPM and National Treasurer of the organization.
Thank you very much.
So, Sunrise will take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue conversation. Janice.